The legend of humans. In a distant galaxy, far from Earth, the stars sparkled like diamonds in the night sky. Among the countless planets and civilizations, a group of aliens gathered in a grand hall. They were from different worlds, united by curiosity and wonder. They spoke in low tones, their voices filled with excitement. Their topic: humans. For centuries, humans were considered a myth, a story passed down from one generation to the next. They were often described as brave, intelligent, and capable of extraordinary feats. The Zilorians, known for their vast knowledge, shared tales of humans who could create machines that flew through the air and built great cities. The Krath, fierce warriors, spoke of human fighters who could defeat even the strongest foes. One Zilorian named Lyra was particularly fascinated. With her bright green skin and large inquisitive eyes, she listened intently as others shared their stories. "I have read ancient texts that mention humans," Lyra said, her voice filled with excitement. They were not just warriors or inventors, but also compassionate beings who cared for one another. A Krath named Gorek snorted in disbelief. "Compassion? That sounds weak. They can't be real if they do not possess strength," he argued, crossing his muscular arms. "We should not waste our time on myths." "But what if they are real?" Lyra countered. "What if we are missing out on something incredible? Imagine meeting a human. They could have knowledge and skills we have never seen." The debate continued, but Lyra's words planted a seed of curiosity in the minds of her fellow aliens. Later that night, Lyra decided to dig deeper into the legends of humans. She accessed the vast database of their home planet, searching for any information related to these mysterious beings. As she scanned through countless texts, she found a pattern. The humans had stories about their lives, their struggles, and their triumphs. It was as if they were calling out from the past, begging to be remembered. After hours of research, Lyra stumbled upon an ancient map that pointed to Earth, a small blue planet located in the Sol system. Her heart raced with excitement. This was it. This was where humans once thrived. "I must gather a crew to explore this planet," she thought. "We need to see if humans really exist." Lyra shared her discovery with her fellow researchers. Some were hesitant, worried about what they might find. Others were eager to join her adventure. After much discussion, they decided to form a team. Among them was Zax, a skilled pilot known for his bravery, and Mira, an engineer with a knack for fixing broken technology. Together, they would travel to Earth and uncover the truth about humans. The crew prepared their ship, the Starlight Voyager, for the journey. As they worked, Lyra felt a mix of excitement and fear. What if they found nothing? What if the legends were just that? Stories. She pushed those thoughts aside, determined to discover the truth. Finally, the day came. The crew gathered aboard the ship, their hearts pounding with anticipation. Lyra stood at the helm, her hands gripping the controls. "Prepare for launch," she called out, her voice steady despite her nerves. The engines roared to life, and the ship lifted off, leaving their home planet behind. As they traveled through the stars, Lyra looked out at the vastness of space. The galaxies shimmered around them, each one holding secrets yet to be uncovered. Days passed as they journeyed through the cosmos, and the crew bonded over shared stories and laughter. They discussed their hopes and fears about what awaited them on Earth. Would they find humans? Would they be friendly? Or would they see the aliens as a threat? As they approached Earth, a blue sphere appeared before them, surrounded by white clouds. Lyra's heart raced as they entered the atmosphere. The ship shook slightly as they descended, but she remained focused. "We're almost there," she said, trying to reassure her crew. They landed in a forest, far away from human civilization. The trees were tall and lush, a stark contrast to the metal and stone of their own world. The crew stepped out of the ship, their eyes wide with wonder. They breathed in the fresh air, feeling the warmth of the sun on their skin. Lyra turned to her crew. "This is it. We are about to discover if the legends are true." With hearts full of hope and excitement, they ventured deeper into the forest. The sound of rustling leaves and distant animal calls surrounded them. Each step felt monumental, as if they were walking on the edge of history. Lyra could hardly contain her excitement. This was the moment they had all been waiting for. As they moved forward, Lyra thought about the stories of humans they had shared. She hoped that the reality of humans would be even more incredible than the legends. Little did they know, they were about to embark on an adventure that would change their lives forever. The legend of humans was about to become reality, and the galaxy would never be the same again. The first encounter. As the crew of the Starlight Voyager ventured deeper into the forest, the sounds of the alien world faded, replaced by the soft rustle of leaves and the distant calls of unknown creatures. The air was fresh and filled with the scent of earth and greenery. Lyra led the way, her heart racing with anticipation. What would they find? Would humans be as amazing as the legends suggested? After walking for a while, they'd reached a clearing. The sunlight streamed down, illuminating the vibrant flowers and tall grass. Lyra felt a thrill of excitement as she spotted movement in the distance. "Look over there," she exclaimed, pointing toward a small group of figures in the clearing. Could those be humans? The crew gathered around her, their eyes wide with wonder. They watched as 3 humans appeared, dressed in simple clothes, seemingly unaware of the aliens' presence. Lyra felt her heart skip a beat. They looked just like the stories had described, curious, expressive, and full of life. "Should we approach them?" Zax asked, his voice filled with excitement. Lyra hesitated. "We should be careful. We don't know how they will react to us." As they debated, one of the humans, a young girl with bright red hair, suddenly turned and spotted them. Her eyes widened in surprise, and she let out a startled gasp. The other 2 humans, a tall boy and an older man, turned to see what had caught her attention. "Who are they?" the boy asked, his brow furrowing in confusion. Before Lyra could respond, the girl took a step forward. "Hello. Are you aliens?" she asked, her voice full of curiosity rather than fear. Lyra was taken aback. This human was speaking to them. "Yes, we are," she replied, trying to keep her tone friendly. "We come from a distant galaxy, searching for humans." The humans exchanged glances, their expressions a mix of surprise and excitement. The older man stepped forward. "I'm Daniel, and this is my son, Jake, and my daughter, Lily. What brings you to Earth?" Lyra introduced herself and her crew, sharing their quest to learn about humans and their legendary capabilities. The humans listened intently, their eyes sparkling with wonder. "So you think we're a myth?" Jake asked, his curiosity evident. Lyra nodded. "For a long time, we believed humans were just stories. But now that we found you, we want to learn everything about your kind." Daniel smiled. "You're in for a treat. Humans have a lot of stories to tell, and we have our own legends about the stars." As they conversed, Lyra felt a connection forming between her and the humans. They shared laughter and stories, bridging the gap between their worlds. Lyra learned that humans were resourceful and creative, capable of building amazing technologies. They discussed their achievements in science, art, and even their struggles with conflicts. "We've had our share of challenges," Daniel explained, "but we always find a way to adapt and overcome. That's what makes us who we are." Lyra was fascinated. "Your resilience is remarkable. It's similar to what we know about humans from our legends." Just then, Lily's eyes sparkled with an idea. "Why don't you come back to our home? We can show you more about us. You can meet more people, and we can share even more stories." The crew exchanged glances, excitement and uncertainty swirling within them. Lyra felt a rush of hope. "That sounds wonderful, but we need to be careful not to frighten anyone." "Don't worry," Jake assured her. "Our friends and family will be excited to meet you." After a brief discussion, Lyra and her crew agreed. They followed the humans through the forest, their hearts filled with anticipation. As they walked, Lyra couldn't help but feel that they were on the brink of something extraordinary. Soon, they arrived at a small house surrounded by a garden bursting with colorful flowers. The humans led them inside, where they were greeted by a warm and inviting atmosphere. Lyra marveled at the photographs on the walls, depicting various human experiences, families, celebrations, and the beauty of their world. "Welcome to our home," Daniel said proudly. "Make yourselves comfortable." As the crew settled in, they were offered food, something they had not expected. Lyra hesitated but was encouraged by the humans to try. It was simple yet delicious, a delightful mix of flavors. Lyra found herself laughing and enjoying the moment, feeling more at ease. After the meal, they gathered around the living room, and Daniel shared stories about Earth's history, its cultures, and the challenges humanity faced. The crew listened intently, captivated by the tales of bravery and innovation. Lyra felt a deep admiration for the humans. They were not just legends. They were real, living beings filled with dreams, fears, and passions. She realized that their stories were far richer than she had imagined. As the sun began to set, painting the sky with hues of orange and purple, Lyra looked at her crew and the humans. This was just the beginning of their journey together. The legends of humans were unfolding before her eyes, and she couldn't wait to explore more. "Thank you for welcoming us," Lyra said, her voice filled with gratitude. "We are honored to learn about you." Daniel smiled warmly. "And we are excited to learn about you too. This is just the start of a wonderful adventure." With hope in her heart, Lyra knew they had embarked on a journey that would change everything. The legend of humans had come to life, and she felt privileged to witness it firsthand. Together, they would forge a new bond, one that transcended the boundaries of their worlds. Secrets of the past. As the evening wore on, the atmosphere inside the cozy home grew lively. Lyra, Jake, Lily, and Daniel sat together, sharing stories and laughter. The warmth of their new friendship filled the room, pushing aside any lingering doubts the crew had about the humans. Lyra could hardly believe that they had once thought of humans as mere myths. Now, they felt so real, so vibrant. "Tell us more about your world," Lily said, her eyes shining with excitement. "What are the legends about humans in your galaxy?" Lyra smiled, eager to share. "We've always believed that humans were brave explorers, capable of overcoming incredible odds. There are tales of humans working together to build great cities and solve the toughest problems. But we also heard stories of destruction and wars. We thought that perhaps humans had vanished long ago." Daniel leaned forward, intrigued. "We've faced many challenges, it's true, but we always find a way to rise above them. Our history is filled with stories of resilience, hope, and unity." Jake added, "Sometimes we fought among ourselves, but we learned to work together. That's how we survived as a species. If there's one thing humans have, it's the ability to adapt." The crew listened intently as Daniel recounted the struggles of humanity. Wars fought for peace, discoveries made against all odds, and the passion for exploration that drove humans to reach the stars. Lyra felt inspired, realizing how much they had in common despite the vast differences between their worlds. "Your tales remind me of our own struggles," Lyra said. "We face challenges in our galaxy as well, but we always strive to learn and grow stronger together." As the night deepened, Lily brought out an old book filled with images of humans and their achievements. The pages depicted amazing inventions, breathtaking landscapes, and moments of celebration. The crew marveled at the illustrations, feeling a connection to these remarkable beings. "Look at this." Lily pointed to a page showing humans working together on a spaceship. "This is how we first reached beyond our planet. It was a huge effort, but we did it together." The crew leaned closer, fascinated by the story. "Did you really travel to other planets?" Zax asked, his eyes wide with curiosity. "Yes," Daniel replied enthusiastically. "It was a big adventure. We learned a lot about the universe and ourselves along the way. Lyra couldn't help but feel excited about the potential of human technology and ingenuity. We have much to learn from you. Your ability to innovate and work as a team is incredible. As they flipped through the book, Jake suddenly paused on a page, showing a massive alien ship in distress. This ship looks like it's been through a lot. It reminds me of the stories we heard about your kind. Lyra's heart raced at the mention of the ship. That's interesting. We have faced battles too. Many times, our ships were damaged, and we had to work together to repair them. But there's something deeper about that ship in the picture. It seems familiar. What do you mean? Lily asked, intrigued. It looks like one of our ships, Lyra explained. But it was said to have been lost in a battle long ago. If it's here on Earth, could it be that humans have encountered other civilizations? Daniel's expression turned serious. It's possible. We've seen things in the skies that we can't explain. Perhaps we aren't the only ones exploring the universe. The revelation hung in the air, igniting excitement and curiosity. If there are other civilizations out there, maybe they've left behind secrets or knowledge, Zach suggested. We should explore further. Lyra said, determination filling her voice. We need to uncover the truth about these encounters and the ship's story. Daniel nodded. I agree. But we'll need help. There are many humans who would love to join this adventure. Together, we can gather information and see what we can discover. Lyra felt a surge of hope. This was more than just a friendship. It was the beginning of a partnership. They would uncover the mysteries of their pasts and explore the universe together. Let's gather a team. We can combine our knowledge and skills to learn more about our histories. As they made plans for their adventure, Lyra felt a deep sense of purpose. She knew this journey would strengthen their bond and lead to discoveries that could change everything they understood about each other. They were no longer just stories. They were part of a new legend, one that united humans and aliens in a quest for knowledge and understanding. The night stretched on, filled with ideas, laughter, and dreams of exploration. Lyra couldn't shake the feeling that they were destined for something extraordinary. Together, they would unravel the secrets of the past and carve a new future, not just for themselves, but for their entire species. The stars twinkled outside, watching over them as they embarked on a journey that would forever change the course of history. Lyra felt excitement bubbling within her. This was just the beginning, and she was ready to face whatever awaited them in the vastness of the universe. The journey begins. The sun rose over the horizon, casting a warm golden light across the landscape. Lyra, Jake, Lily, and Daniel gathered in the makeshift command center set up in the garage. The atmosphere was buzzing with excitement and anticipation for the adventure ahead. They had spent the night discussing their plans, and now it was time to put them into action. Lyra stood at the center of the room, her eyes shining with determination. We need to gather more information about the ship and the legends surrounding it. I suggest we start by visiting the local archives and libraries. There might be records of sightings or old reports about alien encounters. Jake nodded, his enthusiasm infectious. That's a great idea. We can split into teams to cover more ground. Lily and I can check the library while Daniel and Lyra visit the archives. We'll meet back here to share what we find. Sounds perfect, Daniel replied. The sooner we gather the information, the better. There could be clues hidden in plain sight. With their plan in place, they set off in 2 vehicles, Lyra and Daniel in one, and Jake and Lily in another. As they drove through the bustling city, Lyra couldn't help but marvel at the sights. Humans had built impressive structures, and the streets were filled with life. It was a world so different from hers, yet she felt increasingly connected to it. After arriving at the archives, Lyra and Daniel wasted no time. They entered a vast room filled with shelves stacked high with books, scrolls, and documents. Lyra felt a sense of reverence as she approached a table covered in old manuscripts. Let's start here, she suggested, spreading out the documents. Daniel began searching through the files, scanning for anything related to alien ships or encounters. Lyra's heart raced as she imagined what they might discover. "Look at this," she exclaimed, pointing to a faded map that depicted various star systems. "This shows where human explorers have ventured." Daniel leaned closer, intrigued. "It's amazing to see how far humans have come. We have so much to learn about each other's histories." Meanwhile, Jake and Lily were deep in the library, surrounded by shelves filled with books about space exploration and mythology. "These stories are incredible," Lily said, flipping through a thick volume. "Some of them describe encounters with aliens in such vivid detail." "Let's see if there are any recent sightings or reports," Jake suggested. He pulled out a few newspapers from a nearby shelf, skimming the headlines. "Here's one. Strange lights in the sky. Eyewitness accounts. This might lead us somewhere." Back at the archives, Lyra and Daniel continued to uncover intriguing documents. Lyra's fingers brushed against a particular scroll that felt different from the rest. "This one looks ancient. I wonder what secrets it holds." As she carefully unrolled it, Lyra's eyes widened in amazement. The scroll contained sketches of various alien ships, each accompanied by descriptions of their capabilities. "These ships are magnificent," Lyra exclaimed. "But there's something familiar about this one," she said, pointing to a drawing that resembled the ship they had seen in the book. Daniel squinted at the scroll. Could it be related to the ship we're trying to find? If this ship was lost, maybe it's still out there, waiting to be discovered. "Let's take this back and show Jake and Lily," Lyra said, her heart pounding with excitement. "This could be the key to understanding our connection." They rushed back to the garage, eager to share their findings. Jake and Lily were already there, buzzing with excitement. "You won't believe what we found," Jake exclaimed, holding up a newspaper. "There have been reports of strange lights and unidentified objects in the sky over the past few months." Lyra's eyes sparkled with curiosity. "What do you think it means?" Lily chimed in. "It could be related to the ship. If there are indeed sightings of unidentified objects, we should investigate further." Lyra quickly shared the details of the scroll she had discovered. "Look at this. It shows various alien ships, and I think it might be linked to our search." Daniel spread the scroll across the table, and they all leaned in, captivated by the images and descriptions. "This is incredible," Jake said, studying the drawings. "If we could find the ship, imagine what we could learn." Lyra nodded, feeling a surge of determination. "We need to find those lights and figure out what they are. We could uncover the truth about humans and aliens together." "Let's set out tonight," Daniel suggested. "We can follow the reports and see if we can find any traces of the ship or any other aliens." As night fell, the group prepared for their expedition. They gathered supplies, ensuring they had everything they might need for the journey. Lyra felt a mixture of excitement and apprehension. This was the moment they had been waiting for, a chance to unveil the mysteries that surrounded both their species. With the stars shining brightly above, they piled into their vehicles, their hearts racing with anticipation. The night air was crisp, and the thrill of adventure pulsed through them as they drove toward the reported sighting locations. As they traveled, Lyra reflected on how much had changed since she first arrived on Earth. What started as a chance encounter had blossomed into a deep bond, fueled by curiosity and shared purpose. She felt grateful for the humans who had welcomed her and intrigued by the possibility of uncovering a shared history. They arrived at a secluded area, far from the city lights, where the sky stretched endlessly above them. The stars twinkled like diamonds, and Lyra's heart swelled with hope. They set up their equipment, ready to observe the skies. "Let's keep an eye out for anything unusual," Jake said, his voice steady. "If there's something out there, we'll find it." As they scanned the horizon, Lyra felt a thrill of anticipation coursing through her. The night was filled with possibilities, and she knew that whatever they discovered, it would change everything. Together, they were not just seeking the truth. They were forging a bond that transcended their worlds, a bond built on trust, friendship, and the shared desire to explore the revelation of truth. The cool night air enveloped Lyra and her companions as they set up their equipment under the vast expanse of twinkling stars. The atmosphere was thick with anticipation. The reports of strange lights had led them here, to this secluded spot where the mysteries of the universe felt just within reach. Lyra adjusted her camera, pointing it toward the sky while glancing at her friends. Daniel was busy calibrating a radar device, his brow furrowed in concentration. Jake and Lily were setting up a telescope, their excitement palpable. "Do you think we'll actually see something?" Lily asked, her eyes wide with hope. "I believe we will," Lyra replied, her voice steady. "There's something out there, and we're going to find it." As the night deepened, the group settled in, each of them taking turns watching the skies and monitoring the devices they had brought. Hours passed, and the initial thrill gave way to an uneasy silence, with only the sounds of crickets and rustling leaves breaking the stillness. Just when Lyra felt her optimism waning, a soft beep echoed from Daniel's radar. "Wait, did you hear that?" he said, his voice rising with excitement. Everyone turned to Daniel, their hearts racing. He quickly scanned the screen, his fingers flying over the buttons. "There's something moving fast, about 2 miles to the east." "Let's go," Jake urged, grabbing a flashlight and heading toward the direction Daniel indicated. Lyra followed closely, adrenaline surging through her veins. They moved swiftly, the beam of the flashlight cutting through the darkness, illuminating the path ahead. After a few minutes of trekking through the underbrush, they emerged into a clearing that offered a breathtaking view of the sky. Suddenly, a streak of light darted across the horizon, a brilliant flash that illuminated the night. "There!" Lyra exclaimed, pointing toward the glowing trail. "Did you see that?" "I did," Daniel confirmed, his voice filled with awe. "It looks like it's descending." The group held their breath as they watched the light spiral downward, finally disappearing behind a distant hill. The thrill of discovery was electrifying, and they all exchanged glances, knowing they had to follow. They rushed toward the hill, climbing over rocks and navigating through thick foliage. Lyra's heart pounded in her chest, fueled by curiosity and excitement. What could they find? Was it the ship they had read about, or something entirely different? As they reached the top of the hill, they paused to catch their breath, taking in the scene before them. In the valley below, a strange metallic object glimmered under the moonlight. It was unlike anything they had ever seen, with intricate patterns and lights pulsating rhythmically across its surface. "Is that an alien ship?" Lily whispered, her eyes wide with disbelief. "It has to be," Jake said, his excitement barely contained. "We found it." The group carefully made their way down the hill, their hearts racing with every step. As they approached the ship, the details became clearer. It was larger than they had imagined, with a sleek design and an aura of mystery surrounding it. Lyra reached out, her fingers brushing against the cool metal. "It feels alive," she murmured, mesmerized by the glowing patterns that danced across the surface. Suddenly, a low hum resonated from within the ship, sending a ripple of energy through the air. The group exchanged nervous glances, and Lyra felt a mix of fear and exhilaration. "Do you think it's awake?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Before anyone could respond, a hatch on the side of the ship slid open with a hiss. A ramp extended down, revealing a soft blue light emanating from within. Lyra's heart raced as a figure stepped out, tall and slender, with shimmering skin that glowed faintly in the moonlight. "Welcome, humans," the figure said, their voice melodic and calming. "I am Thelen, an emissary of the Zenthari." Lyra and her friends stood frozen in awe, grappling with the reality of the moment. The legend of humans being near myths had come crashing down. Here was undeniable proof of their existence, a living alien before them. "Why are you here?" Jake managed to ask, his voice tinged with curiosity and wonder. "I have come to learn about your kind," Thelen replied, stepping forward with an air of grace. "For centuries, Your species has been spoken of in whispers, dismissed as myths and legends. But I am here to reveal the truth." Lyra's heart swelled with hope. "What truth?" she asked, stepping closer. Thelon gestured for them to follow. "Please, come inside. I will show you what the galaxy has feared and admired about humanity." As they stepped into the ship, Lyra felt a sense of wonder wash over her. The interior was unlike anything she had ever seen, filled with vibrant lights and strange symbols. It felt as though they had crossed into another world, one filled with endless possibilities. Lyra's mind raced as she thought of all the stories she had heard about humans being myths. This was not just a discovery, it was a revelation that could change the course of their destinies. The truth was unfolding before them, and she could hardly contain her excitement. "Together, we can learn from each other," Thelon said, his eyes sparkling with a mix of wisdom and curiosity. "Your resilience, your creativity, these are qualities that have captured the attention of many. And now, it is time for you to understand the power you hold in the galaxy." As the ship's door sealed behind them, Lyra felt a sense of belonging. They were no longer just an alien girl and a group of humans. They were pioneers on the brink of a new era. With Thelon's guidance, they would explore the unknown, challenge the myths, and unveil the truth about what it meant to be human in a galaxy filled with wonders. With each moment, the bond between them grew stronger, igniting a passion for discovery and friendship that would shape their journey together. Lyra knew this was just the beginning. The revelations ahead would change everything, and she was ready to embrace it all. The bonds of discovery. Inside the ship, Lyra and her friends felt a sense of awe that was hard to describe. The interior was a blend of organic and technological elements, shimmering lights casting a warm glow that seemed to breathe life into the space. As they stepped further inside, the atmosphere pulsed with energy and possibility. Thelon guided them through a corridor lined with intricate designs and symbols that seemed to tell stories of other worlds. "This is the heart of the Zenthari ship," he explained, his voice calm and inviting. "Here, we share knowledge, history, and experiences from across the galaxy." Lyra looked around, captivated. "What do you want to show us?" she asked, her curiosity piqued. Thelon stopped in front of a large panel that displayed holographic images of various planets, species, and events. "These are the worlds we have encountered," he said, waving his hand to activate the display. The images shifted, showing vibrant landscapes, alien civilizations, and technological marvels. Lyra's friends gathered closer, their eyes wide with wonder. "Incredible," Daniel breathed, stepping forward. "You've seen all of this." "Yes," Thelon replied, nodding. "But what truly interests me is your kind, the humans. You are a unique species, filled with creativity and resilience. It is why I seek to learn from you." As Thelon began to explain the history of the Zenthari and their interactions with various species, Lyra felt an unbreakable bond forming among them. They were no longer just explorers or legends. They were part of a greater narrative, a cosmic story that connected all beings. "We have encountered many civilizations," Thelon continued, "but humanity stands out. You have a way of overcoming obstacles, a spark of innovation that has caught the attention of our council. Many believe that your potential is unmatched. Why do you think we're special?" Lyra asked, intrigued. "Your ability to adapt, to dream, and to create is something the galaxy admires," Thelon replied. "But with that potential comes great responsibility. Your actions have consequences that ripple through the stars." The weight of Thelon's words hung in the air, and Lyra felt a shiver of understanding. They were not just explorers of knowledge. They were now guardians of a greater truth. The legends of humans were not merely stories. They were a legacy waiting to be fulfilled. As they continued to explore the ship, Lyra and her friends learned about Zenthari technology and culture. They witnessed the power of communication through shared thoughts and emotions, something that fascinated them. "How do you communicate like that?" Jake asked, eyes sparkling with curiosity. Our minds are interconnected, Thalon explained. It allows us to share experiences without words. It is a profound connection that deepens our understanding of one another. Lyra pondered this revelation, thinking about how it could transform relationships among humans. The idea of sharing thoughts and emotions was a foreign but enticing concept. She could envision a future where barriers between people were broken down, where empathy reigned supreme. As the hours passed, the group became more comfortable with Thalon, who shared stories of his travels and the wonders he had encountered. Lyra felt an unspoken understanding growing between them. They were all searching for connection, for a sense of belonging. Eventually, they settled in a spacious chamber filled with soft light and comfortable seating. Thalon looked at each of them, his eyes filled with warmth. "I believe it is time for you to share your story," he said, encouraging them to speak about their experiences on Earth and what it meant to be human. With nervous glances, Lyra and her friends began to recount tales of their lives, their struggles, and their triumphs. Daniel spoke about his passion for engineering, how he loved to create and fix things. Lily shared her dreams of exploring the universe, while Jake talked about his desire to protect the environment. As they spoke, Lyra realized how interconnected their stories were. Each tale resonated with the others, weaving a tapestry of shared experiences. It became clear to her that while their backgrounds differed, their hopes and dreams were universal. Thalon listened intently, absorbing their words with genuine interest. "You see," he said, "your stories reflect the essence of humanity. It is not merely about surviving. It is about thriving, about finding purpose and joy even in adversity." The room fell silent as Lyra considered Thalon's words. "What do we do with this knowledge?" she asked, her voice filled with emotion. "How do we change the perception of humans across the galaxy?" Thalon smiled, a hint of pride in his gaze. "You have already begun. By sharing your stories, you ignite curiosity and understanding. The truth is not merely about proving your existence. It is about demonstrating your worth. It is in your hands to inspire others." Lyra felt a surge of determination rise within her. They had come this far, and they were not about to let myths define their future. Together, they would challenge the legends and unveil the truth about humanity. As they sat together, united in purpose, Lyra understood that their journey had only just begun. The bond they'd formed with Thalon and each other was a testament to the power of connection. They were on the brink of something extraordinary, a revelation that would reshape the galaxy's view of humans forever. The stars outside twinkled brightly, as if in agreement. With their hearts full of hope, Lyra and her friends prepared to embrace the challenges ahead, ready to share their truth with the universe, the legacy of humanity. As dawn broke on the Zenthuri ship, Lyra and her friends felt a palpable sense of purpose. The night had been filled with deep conversations, laughter, and shared dreams, solidifying the bonds between them and Thalon. They were no longer just humans. They were ambassadors of their species, ready to challenge the myths that had shrouded them for so long. "Today is the day we show the galaxy who we truly are," Thalon announced, his voice steady and reassuring. The humans gathered, their excitement mingling with nerves. They had prepared for this moment, and now it was time to act. The Zenthuri ship was equipped with advanced technology that could broadcast messages across vast distances. Thalon guided them to the control room, a mesmerizing space filled with screens displaying cosmic maps and data streams. Lyra's heart raced as she realized the magnitude of what they were about to do. "Are you ready?" Thalon asked, looking at each of them with confidence. They nodded, determination etched on their faces. Lyra stepped forward, her voice steady as she spoke. "We are here to share our story, the truth about humanity." She took a deep breath, recalling the nights spent under the stars, dreaming of adventure and connection. "We are not just legends. We are real. We have hopes, dreams, and the ability to overcome challenges. We are creators, protectors, and friends." As she spoke, the screens flickered to life, projecting her image across the galaxy. Lyra could see the reactions of various alien species: curiosity, confusion, and intrigue. Her heart swelled with a mixture of fear and excitement, knowing that their words could change perceptions forever. Daniel joined her, adding his voice. "We have faced many struggles, but we always find a way to adapt and grow. Our spirit is unbreakable." He glanced at Lyra, a shared understanding passing between them. They were in this together. One by one, Lyra's friends shared their stories, each voice adding depth to the narrative of humanity. They spoke of compassion, innovation, and the desire to connect with others. With every word, they dismantled the myths surrounding their species, revealing the truth of who they were. As the broadcast continued, Lyra felt a wave of hope wash over her. They were no longer just speaking to the Zenthari. Their message was reaching countless worlds. She imagined people, aliens, watching with rapt attention, their hearts opening to the idea of humans as more than just a legend. When the transmission ended, a silence fell over the control room. Lyra looked around at her friends, their expressions a mix of relief and exhilaration. They had done it. They had shared their truth with the universe. Thelon smiled, his pride evident. "You have done something remarkable today. The galaxy will remember this moment." He turned to the screens, watching as messages from different species began to flood in. Questions, comments, and expressions of interest filled the air. "Look," Lily exclaimed, pointing at one of the screens. A group of aliens was eagerly discussing the humans' message. "They want to know more about us." Lyra's heart raced. This was the beginning of a new chapter. Their stories had sparked curiosity, and she felt the momentum building. The truth about humanity was spreading, breaking the barriers that had kept them hidden for so long. In the days that followed, the humans worked alongside the Zenthari, forging deeper connections and sharing knowledge. They explored the ship's vast resources, learning about Zenthari technology, culture, and history. In return, they introduced their alien friends to human art, music, and creativity. As Lyra painted the walls of the ship with vivid colors and stories of Earth, she felt a sense of fulfillment. Their bond with the Zenthari deepened, transcending the barriers of language and culture. They were no longer just allies. They were family. Through their collaborative efforts, they began to create a program designed to foster understanding between species. They planned cultural exchanges, knowledge-sharing initiatives, and outreach programs aimed at dispelling the myths surrounding humanity. Lyra envisioned a future where humans and aliens could explore each other's worlds and experiences, uniting them in ways they had never imagined. On the day of the first intergalactic conference, Lyra stood before a gathering of various species, her heart pounding with anticipation. The room was filled with colors, shapes, and beings she had only seen in her wildest dreams. She took a deep breath, ready to represent humanity once more. "Today we stand as one," she began, her voice ringing clear in the expansive hall. "We have come together not just as separate worlds, but as a unified galaxy. Together, we can share our experiences, our knowledge, and our dreams for the future." As she spoke, Lyra could see the flicker of hope in the eyes of the audience. They were not just legends, they were a living, breathing community eager to connect and learn from one another. The walls that had separated them for so long began to crumble, paving the way for collaboration and understanding. In that moment, Lyra realized the impact of their journey. They had transformed the perception of humanity from mere myths to a vibrant reality. The galaxy would no longer see them as a legend, but as active participants in the cosmic narrative, a narrative filled with endless possibilities. As the conference continued, Lyra and her friends stood together, united in purpose. They had not just changed the way the galaxy viewed humans, they had become a beacon of hope for others to follow. The legacy of humanity was no longer just a tale whispered in the dark. It was a vibrant story, alive with connection and discovery. With hearts full of dreams and determination, they embraced the future, ready to shape a new era of unity in the galaxy.